Ja yhä edelleen täällä voi ja saa puhua suomea.
Kiitos, Doug. Thanks. I better make this in English because I have to say I was puzzled, Christian, by what you said, because first of all, I understand you've been going through difficult things, difficult periods during your tenure at the R. But I think that even the attempt to question or to affect the independence of a public broadcasting company is just like stabbing into the heart. And therefore, I think, but if this attempt is made by ruling government, I think therefore the public broadcasting company, public service company should, in that case, really vigorously fight against this kind of attempts in order to preserve its fundamental raison d'être, its fundamental reason of existence. And therefore, I was puzzled because I didn't hear that in your presentation. I think it is one of the rare occasions in the world, and I think we can be happy here in the Nordic countries that we can have this kind of a situation. It's one of the rare occasions in the world where the dog may and even sometimes has to bite the hand that is feeding it, because that's so fundamental for freedom of speech. Sorry, I'm making this statement a bit hesitant because I'm not journalistically responsible for the contents of news in this company, and we have wanted also to distinguish between the two things: running the company and preserving the journalistic independence, in order also to create a situation where we can do this distinction of what is the political liaison to any ruling or non-ruling political parties and not. I'll also make a quick attempt to comment on the licensing, the financing domain. I think that this independence is an important word, and therefore I think that if we are financed by the whole society, that is the fundamentally important thing. Then it's secondary whether this financing happens through flat fee collected from all or budget. Both have their pros and cons, and I think this independence comes through the general, the common financing of our duty. We have to be responsible for every viewer, every member of the society, every day, to show that we use the money in the best possible way. We are also hesitant to take stand in this issue because it is a political decision. And if we feel that we don't have the funds that we need to run the business, run the company, run our operations, then we need to speak out and say that hey, this is happening. But in the end, the model should be secondary if it is stable and helps us, makes it possible for us to fulfill the task we have.
Heikki. This is a funny situation. Christian here says that there is no funding system that secures independence. And Lauri, on the other hand, says that it doesn't matter which system we choose if only the society as a whole decides to fund this public service system. Okay, I think that there are differences between these methods, and some of the methods are more critical and more problematic than others. I do think that the traditional license fee, in terms of independence, is the best choice. But it has its consides, as you said, the huge evasion, at least in Finland. But as Per showed, that could be fixed. Then the most problematic of these methods, of course, is straight funding from the state budget, because that gives a kind of a screw for the politicians to affect the broadcasting company. Somewhere in between is this media field idea, but it also has its concerns. But there are differences, I think.
Andrea, would you like to comment on that, and then it's fair?
Well, I guess there is no system that guarantees that there will be no informal pressure. So in that sense, even if you're funded by the license fee, I guess informal pressure can always take place. But I would say that, or I would argue that the license fee provides most guarantees for a certain level of independence, if only because of the time frame that is required to make decisions about changes in the license fee. Because in most countries where they have a license fee, I mean, there is, of course, also indirect influence because the parliament or the government still decides on the level of the license fee and how, and all those issues. But the procedures take much longer, and usually it's not a yearly procedure. Whereas when public service media organizations are funded directly from the budget, they are subject to discussions about the level, about their performance criteria every year. And well, I mean, I've seen this evidence in the Netherlands that is indeed the case. And I guess if you're working inside the organization, and you know that like in 6 months a decision will be taken on the level of financing, that you might become a bit more careful in how critical you are towards government, for instance, or the decisions that you make on your schedule, on distribution between different genres, etc., etc. So I would still argue that the license fee gives me most guarantees, even if it's not, of course, 100%. Because
I think there's no ideal financing system, but T-license is the best that we know of today. One of the problems I meet is when we discuss T-license with an alternative, is that the alternative is so vague. No one really knows what the alternative is. I mean, the media fee, what is it really? Who has it, and how do you define it? And therefore it's very, very hard to fight this ghost that is kind of very weak in the contour. And it might be better, but then you have to present it. And I think the best one we got right now is the license fee. But license fee has one very, very important thing. It relies very much on trust. And listen to Christian, I get a little scared, to be honest. And I hope it was in the love and war is everything okay. And I hope it was the war part that made things happen in this part. This is an exception rather than it's a rule. And I haven't heard of anything like it earlier, and I'm a little bit shocked still. So I was not.
Andrea, would you like to?
There was just one more thing that comes to my mind, is that I think what is very important is also the level of support that public service media organization feels from its audience. I mean, and I guess that was also underlined by you, Christian, when you were talking about the BBC. I guess that is, for instance, in the Netherlands, something that is lacking or that is not there to a sufficient level. And that's probably something that public service media organizations should work on if they have an audience that also feels responsible and is loyal to the public service media organization, that can strengthen, I suppose, the feeling of independence by its makers.
Now it so happens that the last word in this panel is for Christian, and this discussion goes on at the buffet, which is served immediately after this thing here, over there at the restaurant. But here the last word now is for Christian.
Okay, thank you. There's just two remarks. One was, I make my answer on this financing issue may be unclear. I answered the question, how would you guarantee independence? And I said, I can't. No system can guarantee. I should have added that I prefer license fee for many different reasons.